I started it back up for the takeoff. I'm going to go ahead and break the rules here and just go ahead and take off, because I got plenty of air left up. I want to take some of the flaps off. Now lift it off the ground at 70, well above stall speed. Now I'm going to raise my flaps. Still at 70. I'm going to go outside the airplane, go into chase. There's the Ohio River, just exactly like you would see it if you was flying a real airplane. This is sort of taking off of Google, the main thing. This is the main thing that you'll see on this is what a pilot would see in the air. There's a lot of detail. Every little detail on isn't there. There would be more detail if the stronger computer you have and the more memory and CPU processing power, you can see more detail. But this is good enough for practice. Matter of fact, if you would pay a little more in the XP10 and get the more precise yoke, you can actually teach and get credit for it. It costs you $700 to be able to teach with this program. And someone could actually cut down way down on their errors in a real airplane with a real instructor by learning the simulator. Flying's not for everybody, but it's very exciting for those that like it. You can fall in love with it. It's more than a game. It's a real tool to learn to fly with it. Since I've already have a pilot's license and I've flown before, it's easier to fly a real plane really than it is this. That makes it real easier. But you can keep your skills up by using this. Pilots all over the world use this, a flight simulator. Microsoft has one too. It's more user friendly than this, but it's not as detailed. This has got a whole lot more realism in it. The graphics are better. You can actually see things in 3 dimensions. You can see the hills and the valleys and the depths. See ahead on the right there, Cincinnati. You see most of the details ain't there, but the main things are. They are tall buildings, and you can see the city. You just can't recognize the actual details, because to do that, if they did that all over, it would take up too much computer space and memory. And I don't doubt they could do it, because they did it with the rivers and the main roads and the things that really count when you're flying. We're going over one of the bridges there. I think that was the McDonald Bridge. I'm gonna go left right here. I believe this is the 275 bridge. I'm not sure. I mean 75. I'm gonna follow this up a little ways. I believe this is the right one. You see where it goes uphill there and goes to the right? Now I'm going to follow this out to Boone County. This is the Cincinnati International Airport, the big one. Lunkin's a pretty big airport. Big jets and big planes fly in and out of there, but the biggest one that serves Greater Cincinnati is the Greater Cincinnati Kentucky International. I've landed there before in a real plane. It's gigantic. Don't have all the detail there, but the runways is all in order. And if you take 270 or I-75, you'll go down so far and you'll turn off to the airport. I'm standing behind it to give you a better view and to give the camera a better view of what's going on. If I go inside, you see less. I can look 45 degrees to my right. Or left, or straight ahead. You can see your prop. It's more realistic with that prop, but I can see better with this, so the same difference. Off to your right there, and the top left to the right, I don't know where you'll be able to see it on the, after I transfer this over to the recording of it, but I can see up plain. I can see the big airport. So I'm gonna go away from the road. I'm gonna go over to it. I'll show you a runway we'll land on. If you'll notice, straight ahead above the compass, that would be probably runway 27 going into the west, because we're going west. Straight ahead. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going way too fast. I'm going to slow down. I literally went fast to get there. We're going to slow down. I'm going to trim it up, slow it down even more. I could pull it up like that and slow it down, but I like to do it this way to make little small changes. I'm going to slow down to about 70 miles an hour. As you can see, I don't have any flaps on, but I'm going to give it a little bit of gas because I'm going in a little bit high there if I don't. You can see those, we're going east and west, you see those north and south runways. We're going to be flying over those, so airplanes have got better choices to land against the wind. That's the reason they have so many different directions at some of the bigger airports, so the big planes can take advantage of headwinds. I didn't give it any flaps. I could give it flaps. I'll give it 20 degrees of flaps. That'll slow me down. It'll land a bit slower. You got more control the faster you go. It's a little bit harder to land when you land slow, but that's the way you do in a real plane. You land at a slower speed. If this was a real plane, I wouldn't have to go back and forth. I could hold it more steady. That's why it's a little bit harder to fly these. Notice the attitude I've got. Hold it right there and you won't stall that way. You lower your altitude. It'll slowly fly as long as you hold it right there. Gently hold her down. Now I'm going to stop the film again.